Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you didn't know, now you know. And today we are trying out this Saviland Expert Dip Powder Kit. Now, the interesting thing about this kit is it's reformulated. So this is supposed to have a healthier formula for the dip liquids. It says it does contain keratin, castor oil, vitamin E, B5, B7, and it is for strengthening, buildup, and protection. It has everything we're supposed to need, and it is supposed to be long-lasting. Let's open this box up and see what's in here. Just real quick before we hop into that, I did want to actually show you the back of this. So for the dip base, this is said to contain ethyl cyanoacrylate, not just regular cyanoacrylate, and then polyethyl methacrylate, so PEMA, whatever PEMA is, not HEMA. And then it also has polymethyl methacrylate, PMMA, polyethyl and polymethyl, and then castor oil, vitamin E, vitamin B5, and vitamin B7. The activator has ethyl acetate, which is in the standard activator, and then dimethylamine. That is probably not what that says, but this is different. This ingredient is different than in regular activator. They both start with a D and are kind of long, but that is different. And then the castor oil and the vitamins. And then on the top, it is the ethyl cyanoacrylate and the polymethyl methacrylate, and then the polyethyl methacrylate and the castor oil and the vitamins. So the top and the base are the same, which is pretty standard, but the ingredients are different. And so really the goal of this video is to test those liquids to see if they are hypoallergenic, because they might be. So the first thing we get in this kit is this little package of tools. It is a dust brush, a buffing block, and a file and a buffer. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these packaged because I already have these in my nail box, so no need to open these right now. We do get some instructions. That's pretty standard. Pause to read if you would like. And then the next page, also pause to read if you would like. We get some extra lids and brushes. There's actually 2 of these. We get this giant container of clear powder. In fact, we're gonna do a video as well to see, is this as clear as they say it is? This kit is advertised to be crystal clear dip powder, and look how fine that powder is. So we'll find out. And then here are our 3 dip liquids. So the bottles do look different than you normally get with the Saviland kit. Normally you get those smaller bottles that are all white, and I am not sure if these are different because the kit is just a different, more basic kit but with bigger liquids, or if these are in fact different because they're different. Like, you'll notice the labels do say so this one's the PEMA adhesive, HEMA and MMA free, PEMA seal, diamond like shine. So they don't normally say that. And so we're definitely gonna find out. I am not going to wear a respirator during today's video so that we can find out. Now, I am recording this video a few weeks before it's actually gonna post. So if I get dip flu, it will be included somewhere, so you'll know about it. But let's hope that I don't. And if I don't, then this is going to be really great news for the dip community who does have sensitivity to dip liquids. Right now, there's not a lot of brands who make sensitive dip liquids. And so if there was an affordable option available, that would be really great for everyone. So let's get everything set up. Because this video is not about the clear powder, this is what we're gonna use. So we have this Azure Beauty Dip Powder here. It's a light blue shade. And then we have Secret Nail Affair. This one is called Atmosphere. It's a clear with like silvery blue flakes. And so I've put these together. So let's get our dipping station ready. So we're gonna balance our fingers on this thing over here. we will dip over this because, as you know, we make a massive mess. And then we'll have our dip liquids sit to the side here. And then using the same dip brush we always use because the end of it's full of dip, no need to mess up another brush. So I think we're gonna do the solid for our accent and then the glitter, but flake and clear for the other ones. So let's start with the solid one. All right, we're opening this thing up. This would be the one to cause me problems if it's going to. I am not gonna put my face super close to it, but I am also not wearing anything protective. So let's actually pull my hand over here. Oh, look, see, I'm already making a mess. You see that? This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I am not good at this. So let's get our first layer going of the liquid. I'm going to do one layer, not all the way down to the edges. I don't really need the apex method on these because I have a good apex on these full cover nail tips. And then let's pour that on. So far, I cannot smell that liquid, and that is a really great sign. And I'm gonna let this sit for a minute so that it can absorb. You know, sometimes the powder soaks in and then it leaves it wet again, needing more. So I'm gonna let that sit for a second. All right, so we did tap that off. That is looking like a pretty good layer so far. Let's do the thumb. I'm gonna have to hold it like this. And similarly, we're gonna cover it except down at the very edges. I am breathing in. I do not smell this. And then we'll let that set one for a minute as well. There we go. That's looking pretty good. And then we can use our cupcake liner and pour our excess back into the container. Careful when doing this. Sometimes it goes everywhere because it's too full. All right, so that's had a minute. Let's gently brush that layer off. There we go. You can definitely see it needs more, so we'll go in with our second coat. And this one we want to go all the way down to the edge, at least on the sides. All right. And let's pour that over as well. Definitely make sure that we are getting it on all sides. Roll your finger around. Now, I will say that I have got a little whiff of it, but it does not smell like your normal dip liquids. It's almost got like an oily smell. All right, there's our second coat for that. Make sure you are keeping your cuticles clean. If you get too much in them, go ahead and go around and get that cleaned out before it dries. Let's do our next. I think this might be a thermal. That's looking pretty sus. All right, let's do our next layer over here. You don't want to get it on super thick, but you also don't want it to be too thin and then be dry and not get you a good amount of coverage, because that's not going to give you a good result either. All right, and then we'll pour that on. Make sure you are rolling your finger so that you're getting all the sides. Uh-oh. I can feel a little bit of stinging in my eyes. That's not a great sign. That's probably from these liquids. Didn't get the cleanest cuticle on this one, so I think with the next coat I'm gonna try and do a better job, but we're gonna do one more coat. Let's gently dust this coat off. It's looking pretty good. Gently. We don't want to knock any of that off, but we do want to get all the loose powder off so that it does not cake up our brush. All right, one more. let's get our thumb layer, and again we're going to try and do a better job on the cuticle one this time. Alright, not too bad. Let's just make sure we don't have any problem areas. It doesn't look like it though. Yep. None of that's touching. That's perfect. Let's check over here. No, we're good. All the way around. Excellent. Alright, so that's it for the blue. Let's close this up. And then let's gently dust this excess off. It's okay if it goes on the mat. It needs to be washed anyway. You know, you can just throw these in your washing machine with a little bit of laundry soap and it cleans them right up. All right. That looks pretty good. What do you think? Yeah? All right, let's go in with this one. Okay, so we're gonna start over here on the pinky and we're gonna do a similar method. Let's get most of just the top for this first go round. And we'll pour. And let it sit for a second. You can see that some of it's fallen off and then there's a flaky right there. You'll want to push your flakes down, but gently because you don't want to stick your finger to it. Alright, next one. And then of course let it sit for a second. And other finger. Alright, so we've got one layer of those on each one. I'm going to quickly do the other 2 layers. We want to have 3 layers on all of them. And then I will come back. Alright, so here's what we've got so far. I think it's looking pretty good. It is time to activate. As always with activator, you do want to use it generously because you want your powder to be soaking all the way through so it can get thoroughly hard. I'm doing my clear ones first so that when I go to the blue ones, it won't just transfer that color onto these. Because that is a thing that can happen. Okay, so now these need a good little while to dry. If you try and file them too soon, they're just gonna crumble. So let's give this a few minutes, at least 5, maybe 10, and then we'll come back so we can crispen up the shape. Okay, so we've had about 8 minutes and they're sounding pretty good. So we're gonna go in with a file, gently, don't over file. And we're gonna, straighten our edges up just a little bit. Don't do too much or you're gonna go straight through your little bit of product. Yeah, see, that's plenty. If you get a thick nail built up, you may have to do more filing, but we really just did not do a whole lot. So we just want our edges to be nice. And don't forget your ends. I like a crisp end. If you like it more rounded, then by all means make it so. And then also check your cuticles back here. Sometimes they get a little bit thick, so you may want to just smooth those out a little bit. You can do this with a hand file or with an e-file, but if you are doing it with a hand file, just make sure you're going slow and careful because it's real easy to cut your cuticles doing this. Alright, and we don't really need to do a lot here because it is pretty smooth. If you want it to be super crisp, of course, you can always go over it, but I don't think we need a lot. Plus, we don't really need to thin it out. Like, it's pretty thin. Let's do these, same way. Alright, so we have de-dusted those. That's how they're looking. This one's definitely a thermal. Everywhere I hit it, it got a little bit warm. It turned kind of a light purple, but that's about to change as soon as we go to put this top coat. I tell you what, these bottles are really hard to open. Can you hear that? It's like the necks are crusty. See it? Alright, top coat. Let's put that on here and make these things beautiful. And try not to make them thick with it. Yes, that's looking real nice. Boy, I sure thought that top coat would make that one color instantly, but it did not. That is a bit concerning. Maybe I should have went in with some more activator first, but I didn't, and it's too late, so hopefully that will resolve itself. I think we're gonna have to do a buff and then top coat again because some of these glitters are still sticking up. I say glitters, flakes. Like you can quite clearly see that huge one sticking up there. Alright, let's let that dry a moment. I have stuck my finger to here and now there's a sticky spot. But we'll come back, we'll buff, and we'll do a second top coat. Alright, so we're back. And we've got to dust these again because I buffed them. We want all that dust out of here. Alright, let's do another layer of top coat. I'd say that's looking much better. What would you say? Gorgeous. Let me get this thumb done and then we'll let these dry and we'll come back and look. Alright, here's what we have. I think that is looking real nice and super shiny. Now when I do this you can kind of see there's a little bit of texture, and that is just because the top coat has taken on the texture of my dip powder. Like if you were really bothered you could probably do an additional top coat or even do a gel one on top of that, but these are dry, they're hard, I think they look good. Let's throw a little cuticle oil on though. I often forget to do that while I'm still filming, but these babies are a little bit crusty. Alright, much better. So I am definitely going to get you some photos as per the usual. You should be seeing those. Let me know what you think. Are these cute? I think they are. But really, the point of this video was the liquids. Is the Saviland Dip Liquid from the Expert Kit hypoallergenic? I'm gonna say the answer is maybe, because so far I have had no sneezes, no sniffles. Now I do have a fan across the room on. You may be able to hear it. It's not close enough for me to feel it, but it is enough to circulate the air in this room. So potentially that could aid with not being fumigated, but also it just may be that these liquids are sensitive. Again, it doesn't smell like your traditional dip liquids. The ingredients are different. So I will definitely clip in somewhere here at the end, whether I put it in writing or I jump in with a voice, what the result is here in a couple of weeks, because I'm going to get this all edited up, but I'm not going to upload it until I've had the check-in to let you know how it goes. And I may also do a post, so make sure you're following my socials and stuff for that as well. Let me get out of here before I just ramble on. Thank you so much for watching my video, especially if you made it to the end. If you did, leave me a hospital emoji, because we may or may not be ill. LOL. Definitely make sure that you are subscribed so you are here for my videos. You don't want to miss those. Sometimes I do the science so that you don't have to. Thank you for your interaction, your likes and your comments. I do really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm, which helps my channel grow, and that helps me. And as you know, I love making these videos. Definitely let me know if you've tried this dip kit or these particular dip liquids and what your results were. But that is it. I'll let you go and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.